Good morning. Thank you for staying tuned to the region's biggest conversation happening here on Nigerian Football Market. My name is Enoh Enigma, and for those who may not know, the war in Afghanistan cost America $300 million per day for 20 years. $300 million per day for 20 years. In the 20 years since September 11, 2001, the U.S. has spent more than $2 trillion on the war in Afghanistan. So, in basic terms, Uncle Sam has spent more keeping the Taliban at bay than the net worths of Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and the 30 richest billionaires in America combined. That's by Forbes. All right, we get to the matter on the ground. After 20 years of war, the Taliban have swept to victory in Afghanistan. So, foreign forces announced that they will withdraw following a deal between the U.S. and the Taliban 2 decades after U.S. forces removed the militant from power in 2001. The conflict has killed tens of thousands of people and displaced millions. So after all this time, the question is, what did America achieve in the 20 years that they occupied Afghanistan? If they haven't all left, you know, yesterday Biden was saying that they would not leave any American citizen behind. Yesterday was chaotic at the Kabul airport because Europeans were moving their people as well, and some of the Afghan staff. We hear that the Taliban, you know, were preventing certain people from getting to the airports. What they're saying is, we all die here. You're not leaving this country. You know, so after 20 years, is this it? Achike Chude will join me on the phone as we discuss the longest war that America has fought in its history. Did they fail? Good morning, Achike. Thank you for joining us on the phone. Hello? Hello, Achike. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Enoh.
How are you?
Fine.
Thank you. So it's after 20 long years, the U.S. is leaving Afghanistan. Let's get back to the beginning of why they got there in the first place. Would you say that they achieved anything in all of this time, looking at the why in the first place?
Well, the general consensus right now, as a result of the ignominious retreat and the fallout of the Afghan government, is that the Americans did not achieve anything. That 20 years of hard work, of money, and loss of lives have been lost as a result of the woeful failure by the Biden administration to have a more coherent exit strategy. So from that perspective, people feel bitter because what has happened is that America has been humiliated. America, what has happened, you know, gives the impression that America has been considerably weakened, and in the international arena, America's voice will not be as strong, you know, as it has been. It is very, very difficult to repeat. Do not forget that what is happening is reminiscent of what happened in Saigon. You know, when the Americans had to hurriedly leave, and then they were picking up Americans from the rooftop via helicopter of the American embassy in Saigon. And so that is it. But beyond that, I would say that there have been successes, if you ask me. I think what happened, what led to America going into Afghanistan, was essentially because there was a link between the terrorists that perpetrated the 9/11 bombing of America, the Twin Tower building in America, where over 3,000, and I'm talking about Osama bin Laden, at that particular point in time, the Taliban bin Laden, and did not seem to
Okay, an unconventional war, it is called in some climes, but after 20 years, the Taliban has taken over a country that the U.S. forces occupied for 20 years, trying to get the country, well, reconstructed, yes, fight terrorism, yes, they killed Osama bin Laden. And, 10 years ago, the American president said we're going to start pullouts. That didn't happen, and now it's happening, and everywhere is chaotic. My name is Enoh Enigma. We'll keep talking in a bit. Stay tuned.
This is Nigeria Info 92.3. Good morning, Nigeria.
This is the Morning Crossfire on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
20 years of conflict, over 51,000 people displaced, 69,000 Afghan security forces killed, 51,000 civilians and militants killed, more than 3,500 coalition soldiers have died since 2001, about two-thirds of them Americans. More than 20,000 U.S. soldiers have been injured. Afghanistan has the third largest displaced population in the world. But there's something that, we haven't talked about. They have oil. Over what was the figure now? $3 trillion reserve. Yeah, $3 trillion oil reserves in Afghanistan. And some people have said this war has never been about terrorism. It has been about oil and gas, the U.S. interest in Afghanistan. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0009 are the numbers to call. My name is Enoh Enigma. But let's hear what Joe Biden said, and then the line should be open. Stay tuned.
When I came into office, I inherited a deal that President Trump negotiated with the Taliban. Under his agreement, U.S. forces would be out of Afghanistan by May 1, 2021. U.S. forces had already drawn down during the Trump administration from roughly 15,500 American forces to 2,500 troops in country. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated. So what's happened? Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight. American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves. We spent over $1 trillion. We trained and equipped an Afghan military force with some 300,000 strong, incredibly well equipped. We gave them every tool they could need. We paid their salaries. We provided close air support. We gave them every chance to determine their own future. What we could not provide them was the will to fight for that future.
Joe Biden there saying that they did everything they could for the Afghan people, but the Afghan people are not willing to fight for themselves. And the Americans cannot allow their troops to continue to be killed in Afghanistan. David West is on the phone. We'll take that and we'll go back to Achike, who's on the line right now. Good morning, David West.
Good morning, Madam Enoh. You see, the statistics you have given to us and the amount of losses, displaced persons, people that have died, tells us that war had never been a good thing, or it's never a good thing to anybody. Look at America losing billions of naira and American citizens not fighting war inside America, but rather by way of assistance or aid to another country. See the humongous amount of money for 20 years. By your information, you say in every day they lose millions of dollars. So back home here in Nigeria, I just want to say that the lesson for us is we should know that peace is very, very golden to us. And for those that are beating the drums of war, you see what is happening in Afghanistan. All those big men that have amassed so much wealth, build big houses, I hope they are seeing what is happening in Afghanistan. All right. That none of them could carry the buildings and the money they have stolen and everything to run away. Everybody is in disarray. It's a pointer to us that the casualties are not only those who are wounded or dead, but everybody will be a casualty. JT Clarkson, good morning.
All right, thank you. Obene is in Elele. Then we move to the guest on the phone. Obene, good morning.
Good morning, Enoh. I just have to choose my words so that I will be very, very careful, so that I will not be misconceived or misunderstood. You see, from what the Taliban have said so far, I disagree with those who are thinking that the war in Afghanistan is about oil. Why do I say that? As we are speaking now, the state of Afghanistan has been renamed to the Caliphate of Afghanistan. And they themselves have made a pronouncement that this thing has to do with religion. That it has nothing to do with all those that we are thinking. Now, having said that, I want to say that back here in Nigeria, is there anything this success of the Taliban in Afghanistan can teach us as a people? American pulled out, saying that, citing that the Afghan government, the Afghanistan themselves, are not ready. They are not giving their best. They have to run away, looking for other people to fight for them. Yesterday, a governor in Nigeria told Nigerians, the governor of the state, the state people, to defend themselves. So what are we saying? I'm saying that my advice, owing to what is happening, because for me, the success of the Taliban to that of this thing, we give this Boko Haram more power. Therefore, let Nigerians defend themselves now, not tomorrow. Thank you.
So Paul got on the phone, and then we'll talk to Paul.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning, Enoh.
Morning, Paul. How are you?
Yeah, fine. I love the analysis of Mr. Achike very much. You know, we Nigerians, we are good in talking, but we are not good in doing. We are not good in action. You see, what is happening to Afghanistan should be a lesson to we the Nigerians. We have seen the handwriting from the wall already. And I suggest, because our people used to say that if you don't know opinion, you learn opinion from others that know the opinion. We have seen the opinion in Afghanistan. It is very, very clear. Let me go back a bit. A few days ago, I saw the Chief Justice of the nation appointing two men on that will handle the Sharia court in Nigeria. Are you seeing that? Where it says in the same one Nigeria, and the Sharia is operating, a chief judge of the whole federation is appointing a Sharia judge. So please, Nigerians should, the government of the day, let know what happened to Afghanistan happen to us. Just like the last caller rightly said, everybody, they may run to the US, they run to UK, which is the same heaven. But Nigerians, as a Nigerians are not safe.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Achike. Yes. Did you hear the callers? Okay.
Hello.
All right, so let's move on to the matter of some people saying that the real reason the U.S. got into Afghanistan wasn't necessarily because they refused to provide Osama bin Laden. That was actually a case of oil and gas interests. How do you respond to that?
No. There's nothing like oil
for your time. Someone sent a message, very, very instructive, that when the chips are down, the world powers that you rely on will eventually pull back, the way America has done. What happens next? My name is Enoh Enigma. Thank you for joining the conversation. To enjoy the rest of our broadcast. Good morning.